Seniors. If your stool looks like this, it could be a sign of cancer. Before you dismiss what seems like a trivial bodily function or unthinkingly flush away crucial evidence, understand this: the contents of your toilet bowl offer a direct, unfiltered glimpse into your internal health, potentially revealing the early whispers of diseases like cancer. As Dr. Robert Harrison, with decades dedicated to medical practice, I've witnessed the profound and heartbreaking reality of patients discovering advanced cancer too late. Their poignant confessions: "Doctor, I noticed something strange months ago, but I thought it was nothing. I wish I had come in sooner," echo in my memory, underscoring the vital importance of early detection. Your body, with remarkable precision, communicates through its waste, providing essential warnings months, sometimes even years, before overt symptoms manifest, before pain begins, and long before standard blood tests can register an issue. What truly concerns me is that the most dangerous types of stool, those indicative of advanced cancer, don't always present with dramatic, obvious alterations. Often, the signs are subtle, easily overlooked, or dismissed as minor anomalies. Many individuals notice a slight irregularity, briefly ponder it, then forget, unknowingly discarding a critical opportunity for early intervention. Yet, there is a profound truth that offers immense hope. Armed with the right knowledge, you gain the power to identify these deadly warning signs at a stage when treatment is straightforward, leading to survival rates exceeding 90%. Your toilet bowl functions as a continuous, free, daily cancer screening, but its utility hinges entirely on your ability to interpret its messages. Today, I aim to unveil exactly what you need to observe and, crucially, what must never be disregarded. The mere color of your stool can convey a wealth of information about the health of your bile ducts, the efficiency of your liver function, the condition of your pancreas, and even the presence of internal bleeding that is otherwise imperceptible. Furthermore, the shape, consistency, and specific type of stool can reveal critical indicators ranging from parasitic infections and inflammatory bowel conditions to the insidious presence of cancer. To provide a clear framework for understanding these distinctions, medical professionals utilize the Bristol Stool Scale, a classification system that categorizes stool appearance from hard, separate pellets, type 1, to entirely liquid consistency, type 7. I strongly advocate printing this scale and placing it discreetly in your bathroom. There is no shame in leveraging this medical tool to proactively monitor your own well-being. Consider type 1 stool, characterized by very hard, distinct pellets resembling rabbit droppings, often difficult to pass. This signals constipation, indicating that fecal matter has lingered in your intestine for an extended period, leading to dehydration within the colon. Such prolonged retention can precipitate painful bowel movements, contribute to the development of hemorrhoids and anal fissures, and significantly amplify systemic inflammation throughout the body. Conversely, type 7, the opposite extreme, represents completely liquid diarrhea. This suggests an overly rapid transit through the intestine, impairing the proper absorption of vital nutrients and potentially leading to dehydration and electrolyte imbalances. The ideal stool, which you should strive for, is formed but soft, possessing a pastel-like consistency, neither uncomfortably hard nor entirely liquid, and notably brown in color. This familiar brown hue is a direct result of normal digestive processes. As food moves from your stomach into your intestine, it blends with bile, which initially has a greenish tint. During the digestive journey, this bile undergoes a transformation, imbuing your stool with its characteristic brown color, thus signifying healthy digestion. However, what is often overlooked, and what I rarely hear other doctors adequately emphasize, is that achieving normal form and color alone is insufficient. Frequency holds equal importance. Ideally, a complete bowel movement should occur daily, preferably at a consistent time. While some individuals naturally have a bowel movement every other day, and if this has been your lifelong, consistent pattern, leaving you feeling entirely empty and relieved afterward, it can be considered normal for you. Nevertheless, a significant red flag that demands immediate attention arises when more than 2 or 3 days elapse without a bowel movement, or when you observe sudden, unexplained alterations in your established bowel pattern. Such changes in bowel frequency are rarely arbitrary. They can be telltale signs of underlying issues such as intestinal blockages, hormonal imbalances, including thyroid dysfunction or the effects of menopause, chronic stress, the side effects of certain medications, insufficient dietary fiber or water intake, or even more serious problems involving your liver or pancreas. Thus, form, color, and frequency collectively serve as your 3 indispensable keys to early detection. Now, let us delve into specific danger signs that warrant particular vigilance. Healthy stool should exit the body with a normal thickness, generally comparable to the diameter of a banana. If you consistently observe thin, narrow, or pencil-like stools, this can serve as a potent warning that something is partially obstructing or narrowing the passageway within your intestine. While this specific observation does not automatically equate to a cancer diagnosis, it could, for example, be attributed to low fiber intake, diverticula, or even an anal fissure causing an unconscious tightening of the anal sphincter. It undeniably can also be an early indicator of a developing or growing tumor. Therefore, if you repeatedly encounter thin, pencil-like stools, especially if this represents a distinct change from your usual pattern, it is imperative to consult a doctor promptly for a thorough evaluation. When you use the bathroom, the sensation should be one of complete emptying, a distinct and satisfying feeling of relief in your lower abdomen. A common complaint, particularly among older individuals, is spending extended periods on the toilet without ever feeling fully relieved. This condition, known as evacuatory dysfunction, is frequently observed in women post-menopause. Another concerning symptom is the persistent sensation throughout the day of needing to have a bowel movement, even after one has recently occurred. This specific symptom is termed tenesmus, and it signifies either incomplete intestinal emptying or the presence of inflammation within the intestinal tract. For those experiencing constipation, I offer specific, actionable recommendations. Upon waking each morning, make it a habit to drink a large glass of water before consuming anything else. This simple act effectively stimulates your intestinal system. Throughout the day, continue to hydrate by drinking another glass of water every 1 to 2 hours, concluding approximately 2 hours before bedtime. Gradually increase your dietary fiber intake by incorporating 1 or 2 tablespoons of chia or ground flax seeds into your yogurt or oatmeal. Furthermore, integrate fruits renowned for their natural laxative properties, such as prunes, papaya, especially with its seeds, kiwi, and apples, consumed with their skins. I frequently suggest preparing a green juice incorporating celery, apple, and fresh ginger, recommending 1 to 2 glasses daily to aid regularity. In cases where diarrhea persists for an extended period, specifically more than 4 weeks, this constitutes chronic diarrhea and absolutely necessitates a comprehensive medical investigation. It is crucial to meticulously rule out conditions such as colitis, various inflammatory bowel diseases, chronic parasitic infections, the presence of polyps, or other significant underlying gastrointestinal problems. Persistent diarrhea is not merely an inconvenience. It can lead to dangerous dehydration and malnutrition, and invariably points to an underlying cause that requires precise diagnosis and targeted treatment. Regarding variations in stool color, a green appearance is typically not a cause for alarm. This usually implies either that food is moving through your intestine too rapidly, preventing bile from fully transforming from its initial green to its characteristic brown hue, or that you have consumed a substantial quantity of dark leafy green vegetables like spinach or broccoli. However, if your stool consistently appears yellowish, pale, or whitish, resembling clay, and this unusual coloration persists for more than 2 or 3 days, It can be a significant indicator of poor fat digestion, a parasitic infection, or potential issues with your pancreas, liver, or bile ducts, all of which warrant medical attention. For many years, there was a prevalent belief that floating stools were a definitive sign of serious underlying disease. However, modern medical understanding clarifies that the simple act of stool floating versus sinking by itself is not diagnostically significant. Stools float primarily because they contain a higher proportion of gas. What truly holds diagnostic value are the established parameters of form, consistency, frequency, and any marked, unexplainable changes from what is normal and consistent for your unique body. Now, we arrive at the absolute most critical juncture of our discussion, identifying the single most dangerous type of stool. The worst-case scenario, one that represents a genuine medical emergency demanding immediate intervention, is when your stool appears very dark, distinctly black, and possesses a viscous, tar-like, or coal-like consistency. This specific presentation is medically termed melena, and I cannot overstate its extreme seriousness. Melena is typically indicative of significant bleeding occurring in the upper portions of your digestive tract, specifically your stomach or small intestine. The blood, as it traverses the extensive length of your digestive system, becomes partially digested, imparting that characteristic black, tarry appearance. What are the potential causes of such a severe symptom? They can range from a bleeding ulcer in your stomach, bleeding from intestinal diverticula, compromised small blood vessels, or internal bleeding within your intestine, and in certain more concerning instances, it can be a critical sign of a hidden cancer that is actively bleeding internally. The black tarry appearance itself is a stark warning that the bleeding is substantial and ongoing. If you ever, under any circumstances, observe black tarry stools, it is imperative that you do not delay. Do not rationalize that you will simply contact your doctor tomorrow. Proceed directly to an emergency room without hesitation, or call your doctor immediately if it falls within regular office hours. I have personally witnessed tragic cases where patients, due to delay in seeking care for black stools, arrived needing urgent blood transfusions and emergency surgical intervention to save their lives. Please, do not allow yourself to become such a statistic. There is another critical color warning: the presence of bright red blood. If you notice bright red blood on the toilet paper after wiping, coating the surface of your stool, or distinctly mixed throughout its substance, this also demands prompt and thorough medical attention. Bright red blood typically signifies bleeding originating from your lower intestine, colon, or rectum. While sometimes this can indeed be attributed to relatively minor and common issues such as hemorrhoids or a small anal fissure, it is vital never to assume this. Bright red blood can also be a significant indicator of polyps growing within your colon. Polyps, while initially benign growths, have the potential, particularly certain types, to undergo malignant transformation into cancer over time. Furthermore, and most critically, bright red blood can be a direct and unequivocal sign of colon cancer that is already present and actively bleeding. Therefore, any blood in your stool, regardless of its color or perceived quantity, should never be dismissed as probably just hemorrhoids. It requires a comprehensive and proper medical investigation, which will likely include a thorough physical examination and almost certainly a colonoscopy to ascertain the exact cause and rule out any serious underlying conditions. Now, allow me to equip you with 3 powerful proactive strategies that you can implement starting today to robustly protect and enhance your intestinal health. These are not complex medical interventions, but rather straightforward, sustainable habits that, if consistently adopted, will profoundly improve your digestion, elevate your energy levels, and bolster your overall well-being. Strategy number 1: integrate daily physical movement into your life. In our increasingly sedentary modern lifestyles, where many individuals spend the majority of their day sitting or lying down, the intestinal system invariably becomes sluggish and inefficient. Your colon, a vital muscular organ, fundamentally relies on regular movement to function optimally. Engaging in as little as 20 to 30 minutes of brisk walking daily, performing gentle stretching exercises, or simply maintaining a reasonable level of activity while carrying out household tasks can make an enormous and positive difference. Physical activity dynamically stimulates the natural peristaltic contractions of your intestinal muscles, which are essential for effectively pushing waste matter through the digestive tract. Make daily movement a non-negotiable cornerstone of your routine. Strategy number 2, undergo at least one colonoscopy once you reach the age of 50. This recommendation holds true even if you perceive yourself to be in perfect health and are entirely asymptomatic. Current medical guidelines have evolved, now suggesting initial screening at age 45, and even earlier if you have a significant family history of colorectal cancer. Colorectal cancer stands as one of the most prevalent and deadliest forms of cancer globally, yet its insidious nature lies in its slow, silent progression. A tumor can be developing stealthily for several years within your colon, entirely without producing any noticeable symptoms, until the cancer has unfortunately progressed to a quite advanced stage, making treatment far more challenging. Herein lies the truly empowering aspect of this strategy. Colorectal cancer is, remarkably, one of the most preventable cancers. Nearly all colon cancers originate as small, benign growths called polyps. A colonoscopy provides the invaluable opportunity for a gastroenterologist to visually identify and then safely remove these polyps before they ever have the chance to transform into cancerous lesions. It is, quite literally, an act of cancer prevention, extending far beyond mere detection. If your initial colonoscopy yields entirely normal results, the standard recommendation is to repeat the procedure in 10 years. While it is true that the bowel preparation process can be somewhat unpleasant, involving a strong laxative solution to thoroughly cleanse your colon the day before the procedure, that single day of temporary discomfort is a small price to pay for a procedure that could genuinely save your life. Strategy number 3, and this is arguably the most powerful and fundamental, conscientiously protect and actively nurture your intestinal microbiota every single day. Your gut microbiota is an astonishingly complex and vibrant internal ecosystem teeming with trillions of microorganisms, bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other microscopic life forms, all residing within your intestinal tract. When you commit to caring for this intricate ecosystem, it operates like a highly trained, dedicated army of protectors, working tirelessly on your behalf 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Let me elucidate the profound functions these microorganisms perform. They are instrumental in breaking down and digesting food, particularly complex fibers that your own digestive enzymes cannot manage. They are essential factories, manufacturing crucial vitamins, including various B vitamins and vitamin K, which are vital for numerous bodily processes. They play a pivotal role in strengthening and meticulously regulating your immune system, with approximately 70% of your body's immune cells residing directly within your gut. Furthermore, they exert a significant influence over your mood and mental health by producing vital neurotransmitters such as serotonin, much of which is produced in the gut. They impact your weight regulation, metabolic processes, the level of inflammation throughout your entire body, your daily energy levels, and even fundamental cognitive functions like memory and clarity of thought. When your microbiota is healthy, diverse, and well-balanced, you experience a general sense of well-being, sustained energy, smooth and efficient digestion, and robust, effective immune protection. Conversely, when your microbiota becomes disrupted, a state known as dysbiosis, your entire body suffers the consequences. This can manifest as persistent digestive problems, an increased susceptibility to infections, the worsening of chronic inflammatory diseases, mood disturbances, unexplained weight gain, debilitating brain fog, and chronic fatigue. How then do you effectively protect this indispensable internal ecosystem? Firstly, make a conscious effort to avoid factors that inflict damage upon it. The single largest culprit is the inappropriate and often excessive use of antibiotics. While antibiotics are undeniably life-saving medications when genuinely required for bacterial infections, they are regrettably massively overprescribed, particularly for viral infections against which they are utterly ineffective. Every instance of antibiotic use results in the indiscriminate killing of beneficial gut bacteria alongside the harmful ones. It can take weeks to many months for your gut microbiota to recover from such an assault, and sometimes it may never fully return to its previous optimal state of diversity and balance. Therefore, it is crucial to only take antibiotics when they are truly necessary for diagnosed bacterial infections, not for every common cold or minor viral illness. Secondly, you must actively and consistently support your gut microbiota by regularly consuming both probiotics and prebiotics. Probiotics are live, beneficial bacteria that you ingest, which then colonize your gut and contribute to its healthy balance. The best and most natural food sources of probiotics are fermented foods. Look for plain, unsweetened yogurt explicitly labeled with live active cultures and make it a regular part of your diet. Kefir, a fermented milk drink, offers an even wider and more diverse array of beneficial bacteria than yogurt. Fermented vegetables such as sauerkraut, kimchi, and traditionally brined pickles are excellent sources. Kombucha, a fermented tea beverage, is another option. Aim to include at least one serving of fermented foods in your diet daily. Prebiotics are equally, if not more, important. They are essentially the specialized food that nourishes and feeds your beneficial gut bacteria. These are types of dietary fiber that your own digestive enzymes cannot break down, but your gut bacteria can readily ferment them. When your good bacteria consume these prebiotic fibers, they multiply, thrive, and produce beneficial, short-chain fatty acids. Where can you find these invaluable prebiotics? They are abundant in simple, everyday whole foods, less ripe bananas, especially those with a slight green tint, apples with their skins, whole oats, brown rice, onions, garlic, leeks, asparagus, seeds of all kinds, many other fruits eaten with their skins, and a wide variety of vegetables. All of these contribute vital prebiotic fiber to your diet. The truly remarkable aspect of this approach is that you are not dependent on expensive or complex supplements. Instead, you are simply embracing a diet rich in real, whole foods, foods that humans have consumed for millennia, and in doing so, you are naturally nourishing the beneficial bacteria that are fundamental to maintaining your health. This represents the essence of true preventive medicine, and you possess complete control over its implementation, beginning with your very next meal. To encapsulate this comprehensive guidance for you, prioritizing your digestive health and developing the ability to recognize its warning signs extends far beyond the confines of your intestines. It is a fundamental commitment to safeguarding your overall health, enhancing your quality of life, and potentially even extending your longevity. Your digestive system is intrinsically interconnected with every other vital system within your body. When it functions optimally, you experience a profound sense of well-being across the board. My intention is to leave you feeling empowered and informed rather than apprehensive. Knowledge is the ultimate power when it comes to personal health, and you now possess the essential insights to effectively monitor your own well-being. This knowledge enables you to recognize potential warning signs at their earliest stages and to take decisive action before minor issues escalate into significant, life-threatening problems. Begin this practice today. Every single time you use the bathroom, simply take a moment to observe. Transform this into a consistent, non-negotiable habit. Your health is, without doubt, your most precious asset, and you wield far more control over it than you might currently realize. Small, consistent actions, diligently applied over time, accumulate into dramatically positive and impactful results. Do not delay until you are confronted with a serious health challenge to begin caring about your digestive health. Start immediately, today, with the choices you make for your very next meal and during your very next trip to the bathroom. I am Dr. Robert Harrison, and my mission is to provide you with the accurate information and practical tools you need to take absolute charge of your health, empowering you to live your longest, healthiest, and most vibrant life possible. If you have found this detailed information beneficial, I earnestly request that you share it widely with your friends and family members, particularly those over the age of 50, for whom this vital information is especially pertinent. Thank you for devoting your time to watching and learning, and I look forward to continuing this journey toward optimal health with you in our next discussion.